Hello, everyone. You're listening to Unlocking Greatness podcast with Zenja Glass. Sometimes we can make the mistake by stopping ourselves, and we think that it is the enemy that is stopping us and that is holding us back. But really, we're the ones that are doing it. So this morning, when I was spending some time in prayer and reading my Bible, God put it in my heart to write down, make a list of all of the things that I stopped doing in life. Like, for example, I remember years ago when I was working on creating a product line. I don't have to go into detail, but just a product line. Then I began to get fearful of what can go wrong with that product line, and I literally stopped pursuing the production of it because I allowed fears to overwhelm me. I remember when I was launching some websites many years ago, and I walked in fear, and I stopped doing that. Because I was concerned about, if the content was going to be good enough and what people were going to think or what people were going to say. I think about even present day with some of the things that God has placed in my heart to do. And there's times where I've talked myself out of continuing on with what was in my heart to do because I think through every single thing that can go wrong. So I don't know if I'm the only one in this ballpark by myself, but I didn't even realize that there comes a point in life where no matter what it is that you're striving to accomplish and achieve, there comes a point where you have to break through this wall. It's almost like a barrier that you have to break through, a barrier of fear, a barrier of what other people are going to think or say, or a barrier of something going wrong. There's almost a point where you have to break through it, and now I realize when I see in the spirit how it's so easy for us to pin that on the enemy. It's the enemy holding us down. And this morning, when I was reading Psalm 91, and I was reading, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands. I'm reading verse 11, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. And then it goes on to say, you will tread upon the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because he loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for he acknowledges my name. Sometimes we can forget that passage. And sometimes we can get caught up in all the things that are not going right and things that are not lining up to make it perfect in terms of what we're trying to do. And so we can be enthusiastic about something. We can start working on something with all our heart and soul. But the moment something begins to go left field, the moment something begins to not go right, or we don't get the result we want, or somebody say something that we didn't like, or we run across a wall, such as, how am I going to fund this? Or, well, what happens if this should happen, then what am I going to do? We tend to stop. Then, in my case, sometimes I'll go back to prayer and meditation and worship before God, and then I'm off doing something totally different. And sometimes you can turn around and you can notice you have this long list of things that you've never fully completed and done. And I know that that's really common for people who are visionaries, people who are very, very creative, because I've talked to a number of creative people and they all kind of say the same thing. They say, yeah, I get excited about something and I get it going, but then something else kind of steals my attention and I gravitate towards that direction because what I was working on, I ran against a wall of some sort. And instead of just pushing through it, I just went on to the next shiny object. So the reason I'm posting this is really more so, to be honest with you all, this is me recording almost like a video diary, well, an audio diary, I should say, for myself, because I am really in shock. I sat down here and I just wrote out a list of all the things in my life that I started and I didn't finish, or all the things that I started doing, but I didn't break through that wall to take it to another level, So that don't mean you've not accomplished nothing. I can look at a number of things by the grace of God has blessed me to accomplish in life, right? But I know that there are many areas where I could have broken through, or even now, right now as I speak, areas that I need to break through to go into another level with it. But I've allowed fears to hold me back. Fears of what if it don't work? What are people going to say? God, is this really what you want me to do? And sometimes I can spend all of that time in prayer and God is telling me over and over and over again, I've already given you what you need. I've already given you the green light. But this is one of the first times where God has shown me you are the one stopping yourself in this because you're not breaking through this wall of fear. You're not breaking through this wall of thinking that I put in you what it takes for you to do it. You've not broken through this wall of realizing that I'm going to supply your needs. I am going to be the one to supply and give you the wisdom and direction along the way as you walk into this. You're the one. This is what God has put in my heart. You are the one who has not stayed consistent and broken through this wall, a wall that I've already broken through for you, by the way. But you're the one who has consistently stopped yourself when times got tough, or when you got a little fearful, or when some distractions came your way in life. And you didn't go back and pick up the pieces and stay in this direction I told you to go. I've already given you everything that you need. I've already supplied your needs. I've already given you the talents and the skills that you even need to break through. I've done it all. I've already paved the way, baby. But you need to break through. You need to stand in faith, and you need to stay focused, and you need to walk in that direction I told you to go. So I am really convicted right now in a good way. If you all were in my home, I literally I had my right hand on my Bible, and I had my right hand also on the page, this page that I wrote out all of the things in life that I didn't complete and didn't, break through. I literally had my right hand on that page, and I was asking God, command your angels concerning me. Extend your right arm. Let lightning bolts come from your right arm to strike down every wall that I've allowed to remain present in my life and not broken through. Every wall that I need to be breaking through. Command your angels concerning me and strike down every single demonic force that has been sent to discourage me and to distract me and to try to keep me from breaking through. And if you all would have seen me, you would have said something's wrong with this girl this morning. But I feel a fire in my spirit to go forth. I feel a fire in my spirit to move forth and to not stop. And to not give in to fears and what people will say, or what if it don't work out, or what if this doesn't work well? No. So I want to challenge you all with this. Write out a list of everything in your life that you've not completed or done, or maybe you've started and maybe you're even doing it now, but there's another level that you need to go through. There's another level that you need to break through. Write down every single thing that you've not completed, or you've started and you didn't break through to another level. I think you may be pleasantly surprised by what you may see. That is, if you're anything like me. Now, that don't mean that, we're horrible people and we ain't gonna never, break through those walls or what have you. But for me, it's really lit a fire in me to understand and see that, oh my goodness, I've given the enemy way too much credit. So many times I thought it was him holding me back, when I realized, no, I didn't break through those walls. Some people call those walls terror barriers. You've heard that expression from a lot of people. That's when you get going and the project seems to be going and it gets off the ground, and then you hit that brick wall. And that's that brick wall where you're like, okay, there's some opposition, or there's some fears, or what if this don't work out? So I am praying that you create that list, which is what I just did, that you lift your hands in praise to God and you ask God to break you through. Help you to break through whatever it is, that whatever barrier it is that's been placed over your life, whether you placed it there yourself, let me just say that. But I'm praying that you ask God to help you to break through that barrier. And that's what I just did. I cannot wait to get up and get going with my day now that God has shown me, baby, you've been stopping yourself. I've already given you permission. I've already given you the gifts and the talents. I've already commanded my angels concerning you to protect you. But you've allowed life circumstances, your fears, and your distractions to stop you from moving forward. So when I wrote this list out, and I hate to say this, you guys, but it's almost a half page long. And some things on this list I'll never get back to because those seasons are over in my life. But now I'm praying to God for wisdom and direction. Okay, God, show me what on this list now. What on this list now have I not completed that you want me to complete? What walls do you want me to break through now? And today is the day that I am moving forth. I'm not going to live a life of fear and worry and wondering what can happen and what can go wrong. I am going to move forth. I am an heir of God. I am a co-heir with Jesus Christ. You command your angels concerning me because you love me. You will rescue me. You will protect me. You will keep my feet from striking against a stone. And I am going to move forth in my life. So anyway, I love you all. I don't even know what I'm going to call this episode. This is just a short recording, really for myself. But I decided, let me just go ahead and post this live so that everyone can benefit from it. But today is the day we break through those terror barriers, and we move forth in life. I love you all. I pray that you've been encouraged. And I pray this helps someone to make a decision today. You know what? Today is the day. With the help of Jesus Christ, I'm going to move forth. I love you all. This is Z with Unlocking Greatness Podcast.